Every election in Ohio begins in a place like this one, a county board of elections. In each of Ohio's 88 counties, a county board of elections is responsible for planning and conducting all federal, state, and local elections. While everyone in Ohio is aware that elections take place, not everyone has the opportunity to see what goes on behind the scenes. Our goal in the next several minutes is to provide you with an inside glimpse of what happens at a board of elections, including its duties and its significance on its community, county, the state, and the nation.
All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting of the Hamilton County Board of Elections to order. Proper notice has been given as required by the Ohio Sunshine Act.
We're made up of half of us are appointed by the Democratic Party and half of us are appointed by the Republican Party. And then we operate with a 4-person board. Again, 2 members are elected from the Democratic Party, 2 from the Republican Party.
We have a full-time staff of about 36, both made up of Democrats and Republicans. We also hire during election cycles many temporary employees who are also members of each major political party.
We have 44 full-time permanent staff here at the Franklin County Board of Elections, but at election time, both in a gubernatorial year or in a presidential year, that staff will expand up to, in the presidential year, for example, we had probably about 250 people working here on a seasonal basis at the Board of Elections, both here at our office, at our warehouse facility, and at our early vote center that's attached to the Board of Elections here on Morse Road.
We only have 3 full-time employees and 1 part-time employee. So trying to balance between registrations, between absentees, processing absentees, doing all the machine setup, the poll worker, or now the precinct election official training, recruitment. It's everybody has to wear many hats. That we basically, I look at us as the jack of all trades, master of all.
Hello, how can I help you?
Yeah, can you give me the winning lottery number?
We get that question a lot. What do you do the rest of the year? Well, as you know, in Ohio, we can have up to 4 scheduled elections. One year we actually had 6.
We also have things that we put on the back burner, like updating our mapping system. How do we improve our website? You know, how do we get better information out to voters? So there's never really a downtime for us.
The poll worker recruitment is a process. It begins Labor Day and then it continues all the way through election. Greene County needs to recruit 584 poll workers. It's done with a bipartisan team, so we have both the Democrat and Republicans represented to recruit each of their party representatives. And we also, in addition to the poll workers, have to recruit 40 rovers, which are the individuals who set up the equipment, kind of provide the running support for Election Day.
So I have a few positions left in senior. Now I do have one that is a very important position that I do need to get filled.
What's your current address? And I'll give you a couple options of what you need to do.
There is a 3-hour training class that's required, and we have several dates and times available for that.
Hi everybody, my name is Jane and I'm with the Franklin County Board of Elections, and as you know, you're here to be trained as precinct election officials. How many of you have worked before? Hallelujah. That's wonderful. I'm so happy.
We require here in Franklin County our poll workers to go through training every election. And because the landscape of Ohio elections, as we all know, changes so rapidly every year, and we just feel that that investment is very valuable to us.
We could not do this without you. The most sacred right that we have as Americans is the right to vote. You make it possible for the voters, the 850,000 voters in Franklin County, to vote.
We actually put together a timeline. We start 100 days out, and every task we have is included in that timeline, so that we basically work the plan. Everything from starting to do the UOCAVA notices. We do a complete inventory of all of our supplies 100 days out, and now 28 days before the election when in office and mail out absentee begins.
Brendan A. 2, if they want a paper ballot or if they're a provisional, they're going to have ballots already printed.
Well, that's the way it is. Mark.
When a voter requests an absentee ballot, we have a program that will actually bring up their ballot image. We do a PDF of that ballot image that every night we send that file, that PDF file over to our county print shop, which here in Franklin County is located right at our facility. They print up the ballots and bring them to our absentee staff the next morning. They then use what is called a Rely-A-Vote machine, which inserts all the items that need to go into the mailing, the response, the ID envelope, any instructions that go in there, and also the ballot. Gets all stuffed automatically. The machine puts the postage on it at a pre-sorted rate. We've really taken what used to be a very people-centered, labor-intensive process and automated as much as we possibly could.
We get an absentee application in, so we have that application reviewed by both an R and a D. That's the dual party check, so they both initial off on the application. Then we have a part-time person that basically goes through as a third set of eyes to review it to make sure that the right ballot was pulled, that the address that we're sending it to is correct on the mailing label, and then actually folds and stuffs the envelope and then processes it for mailing.
They're all zeros, which means we have cleared a memory card and no one has cast a ballot on this when we send it out.
Well, the L&A aspect, that's very labor intensive as well, because we actually go through and test every ballot in every single machine to make sure all the media is correct, to make sure the equipment is running adequately and properly.
Tinkle-lacker. All right. So back on the record. The board has heard the results of the test deck. What is the pleasure of the board?
To accept the results of the test deck.
Second. I have a motion and second to accept the results of the test deck. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
You're listening to WBOE Radio on this Tuesday morning, Election Day in the Buckeye State. And I hope each and every one of you is ready to go to the polls today to exercise your most precious right as an American, the right to vote.
I enjoy it. I feel like it's important that we sometimes we're short-staffed in Madison County. I feel like someone has to do it. I enjoy it, and a little bit of extra money's nice too.
Looking at the date of this shoot, don't you?
Here's your ballot. Take it right back here.
Listen up! We got the bags coming in now. We got our first truck. So the first thing we're gonna do, when they roll the carts in here, we're gonna open up the bag, break the seal off, put it on the table in front of you. We're gonna have a check-in sheet. Unzip the bag. The check-in sheet is in one of those pockets in the middle. Pull it out. Check to make sure that the e-scan memory card is in that bag.
No, take that to the warehouse.
All of the trucks will be in. Each table will get one truck at a time. One bag at a time. Oh, sorry. One bag at a time. One bag at a time.
There's lots going on still after Election Day. There's a lot of different projects that's involved in preparing for the official count. One is we have thousands of pieces of voting equipment that are out there at close to 400 different polling locations in Hamilton County. So we have to retrieve all of that voting equipment, bring it back to our warehouse where we have bipartisan teams that inspect all of the equipment. There's the electronic data that needs to be backed up and saved off of all of that equipment. We also have ballot accounting to conduct. We have bipartisan teams that go through the reconciliation sheets and make sure that every ballot that should have been counted was counted in the unofficial count. We also have the provisional verification process, which is a very tedious process and takes a large number of staff to complete that process.
There is no way to do a Republican election and there's no way to do a Democrat election. There is a way to do a good election.
It's really something that's incredible to witness because you have, people who obviously have strong affiliations with one party or another, but when they come here into the Board of Elections, they all have a common goal of conducting a fair and efficient election.